I welcome you all to my second lecture on signals and systems for electronics and communication engineering students and electronics and computer engineering students. Now we will discuss periodic signals. A periodic continuous time signal xt has the property that there is a positive value of capital T for which xt is equal to xt plus capital T for all values of small t. Mark it as equation A1. If xt is also periodic with period 1 capital T naught, comma 2 capital T naught, comma 3 capital T naught, and so on, then it can be shown that xt is equal to x t plus minus m capital T naught, with m is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Mark it as equation A2. Now the fundamental period capital T naught of xt is the smallest positive value of capital T for which equation A1 holds. Exception. If xt is a constant signal, then the fundamental period is undefined. It can be anything. A signal that is not periodic will be referred to as an aperiodic or non-periodic signal. However, a discrete time signal xn is periodic with period capital N, where capital N is the positive integer. If it is unchanged by a time shift of capital N, that is if xn is equal to xn plus capital N for all values of small n, mark it as equation A3. If equation A3 holds, then xn is also periodic with period capital N naught, comma 2n naught, comma 3n naught, and so on. The fundamental period n naught is the smallest positive value of capital N for which equation A3 holds, such that xn is equal to xn plus minus m capital N naught for m0, 1, 2, or we can rewrite it as xn is equal to xn plus m capital N naught for m0 plus minus 1 plus minus 2 and so on. Mark it as equation A4. Now these are the two waveforms or signals shown. The first one is xt. Now look at this signal. Here at t is equal to 0 or about t is equal to 0, there is a unique pattern which repeats itself after a period of capital T, and therefore this signal is titled as continuous time periodic signal. Now look at this signal xn, which is plotted with respect to n. Now we look at this is the unique pattern, and this pattern repeats itself after a period of n naught. So that is why it is called discrete time periodic signal. Now we will discuss one example. A signal whose periodicity we wish to check is given by xt is equal to cos t if t less than 0 and sin t if t greater than equal to 0. Here cos t plus 2 pi is equal to cos t and sin t plus 2 pi is equal to sin t are periodic for t greater than 0 and t less than 0. But xt as a whole does not repeat itself over every interval of length 2 pi. However, xt also has a discontinuity at time t is equal to 0, that is at origin, that this does not reoccur at any other time. So I have plotted xt based on this given parameters. So for t less than 0, it is cos t, and for t greater than 0, it is sin t. And at origin, there is a discontinuity which is quite clear. So based on these facts, xt is not periodic. And now we'll discuss even and odd signals. A signal xt or xn is referred to as an even signal if it is identical to its time reversed counterpart, that is with its reflection about the origin. In continuous time domain, a signal is even if xt is equal to x minus t. And in discrete time domain, a signal is referred to as even if xn is equal to x minus n. Now a signal is referred to as odd if x minus t is equal to minus xt and x minus n is equal to minus xn. An odd signal must necessarily be zero at origin, or t is equal to 0 or n is equal to 0. So for odd signal, x minus t is equal to minus xt in continuous time domain and x minus n is equal to minus xn for in the discrete time domain. Now I have plotted even continuous signal and odd continuous time signal. Now look at this. This is xt plotted with respect to t, and this is even continuous time signal because xt is equal to x minus t. Now this is the second signal xt plotted with respect to t. Here you can see that xt is equal to minus x minus t. So therefore it is odd continuous time signal. It is noteworthy that any signal can be broken into a sum of two signals, one of which is even and other one is odd. So xt is equal to xet plus xot, mark it as equation B1. So xet is even part of xt, xot is odd part of xt, such that xet is equal to xt plus x minus t by 2, mark it as equation B2. And xot is equal to xt minus x minus t by 2, mark it as equation B3. So this is xet and this is xot, and xt is equal to xet plus xot. So we can substitute B2 and B3 here and get the answer that will come out to be xt. Now even part is in fact even and odd part is in fact odd, and xt is the sum of the two. Now we will discuss one example, that xn is equal to 1 for n greater than equal to 0 and 0 for n less than 0. So I have plotted this. I have plotted xn with respect to n, that is having amplitude 1 for 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Now its even part xen is xen is equal to 1 by 2, n less than 0, 1 for n is equal to 0, and 1 by 2 for n greater than 0. So it is plotted like this: xen is equal to 1 at n is equal to 0, and for other values of n, it is 1 by 2. And its second part, x odd n, is xon is equal to minus 1 by 2 for n less than 0. It is 0 for n is equal to 0, and 1 by 2 for n greater than 0. So if you will add xen and xon, you will get xn. So this is what the equation B1 reflects, that xn is equal to xen plus xon. Xn is equal to xen plus xon. It is quite clear. You can do it at your places. Now the continuous time complex exponential and sinusoidal signals. The continuous time exponential signal is of the form xt is equal to c e raised to at, marked as equation C1, where c and a are in general complex numbers. Now real exponential signals. If capital C and A are real, then xt is called a real exponential. If A is positive, then xt is a growing exponential. And if A is negative, xt is a decaying exponential. If A is equal to 0, then xt is just a constant. Now we will discuss periodic complex exponential and sinusoidal signals. If A is equal to j capital omega naught, then xt is represented as e raised to power j capital omega naught t with c is equal to 1, and this is periodic signal. Mark it as equation C2. Once more I repeat, if a is equal to j capital omega naught and c is equal to 1, then xt is equal to e raised to power j omega naught t. This is a periodic signal. xt will be periodic with period capital T if xt is equal to e raised to power j capital omega naught t, and that is equal to e raised to power j capital omega naught bracket t plus capital T. And now I will write it as a multiplication of two terms, that is e raised to power j omega naught t into e raised to power j omega naught capital T. Now for periodic signal, or for the periodicity property, this part e raised to power j capital omega naught t capital T should be 1 or unity. So it follows that e raised to power j capital omega naught t capital omega naught capital T is equal to 1. Mark it as equation C3. This is the condition to be fulfilled for the periodicity. Now if omega naught capital omega naught is equal to 0, then xt is equal to 1, which is periodic for any value of t. So that is why this is undefined. Its period is undefined. If capital omega naught is not equal to 0, then the smallest possible value of capital T which satisfies equation C3 is capital T naught is equal to 2 pi by magnitude of capital omega naught. Mark it as equation C4. Here capital T naught is called the fundamental period. Thus the signal e raised to power j capital omega naught t and e raised to power minus j capital omega naught t have the same fundamental period. By using Euler's relation, equation C2 can be expressed as, okay, look at the equation C2, this. So equation C2 can be expressed as xt is equal to cos bracket capital omega naught t plus iota sine capital omega naught t. Mark it as equation C5. In terms of sinusoidal signals with the same fundamental period. A signal closely related to the periodic complex exponential is the sinusoidal signal xt is equal to a cos bracket omega naught t plus phi. Mark it as equation D1. With seconds as the unit of t, the units of phi and omega naught are radians and radians per second respectively. It is also well known that capital omega naught is 2 pi capital F naught, where F naught has the units of cycle per second, that is hertz. The sinusoidal signal of equation D1 can be written in terms of periodic complex exponential as xt a by 2 e raised to power j phi e raised to power j capital omega naught t plus a by 2 e raised to power minus j phi e raised to power minus j capital omega naught t. Mark it as equation D2. Or I can rewrite it as xt is equal to a real bracket, that is real part of e raised to power j bracket omega naught t plus phi. Mark it as equation D3. Similarly, a sine bracket capital omega naught t plus phi is equal to a imaginary. This is imaginary part of bracket e raised to power j bracket capital omega naught t plus phi. Mark it as equation D4. So these are the different representations of the same signal. From equation D1, this, it is clear that if omega naught increases, the rate of oscillations increases for capital omega naught not equal to 0. And if omega naught decreases, the rate of oscillation decreases for capital omega naught not equal to 0. And if omega naught is equal to 0, then xt appears to be a constant signal. These are the three different cases which can happen. Now comment about the energy and power of the complex periodic exponential signal xt is equal to e raised to power j capital omega naught t. Now capital E period, that is equal to integration from 0 to t naught magnitude e raised by j capital omega naught t square dt is equal to integration from 0 to t naught 1 dt, that is coming out to be capital T naught. That is total energy over one period. Similarly, power over one period, that is P period, is equal to 1 by T naught into E period, and that is coming out to be 1. That is average power over one period. This. Now for this signal, E infinity is found to be infinite and P infinity is equal to limit t tends to infinity 1 by 2t integration from minus t to t magnitude e raised to power j omega naught t whole square dt is equal to 1. So this shows that the power is finite, that is 1, and E infinity is infinite. So this is categorized as power signal. Therefore, the complex periodic exponential signals are power signals. Now, harmonics related to the complex exponentials. A necessary condition for a complex exponential e raised to j omega t to be periodic with period t naught is that e raised to power j omega t naught is equal to 1. Mark it as equation E1 as we discussed in equation C3 above, which implies that capital omega t naught is a multiple of 2 pi. That is, capital omega t naught is equal to 2 pi k for k 0 plus minus 1 plus minus 2 and so on. This is equation E2. So capital omega is equal to 2 pi by capital T naught into k, mark it as equation E3. If we define capital omega naught is equal to 2 pi by T naught, then omega is equal to capital omega naught k. So I am going to represent it as omega bar k is equal to omega naught k for mathematical simplicity, such that omega naught bar is equal to 0 and omega naught bar plus minus 1 is plus minus omega naught, and omega bar plus minus 2 is equal to plus minus 2 omega naught, and so on. So this is very important. If we define capital omega naught is equal to 2 pi by T naught, then this omega is equal to omega naught k. So for mathematical simplicity, omega bar k is equal to omega naught k, such that omega naught bar is equal to 0 and omega bar plus minus 1 is equal to plus minus omega naught, omega bar plus minus 2 is plus minus 2 omega naught, and so on. Now, a harmonically related set of complex exponentials with fundamental frequencies that are all multiples of single positive frequency omega naught can be expressed as phi kt is equal to e raised to power j omega bar kt, and that is equal to e raised to power j omega naught kt for k 0 plus minus 1 plus minus 2 and so on, marked as equation E4. So for k is equal to 0, phi naught t is constant, while for any other values of k, phi kt is periodic with fundamental frequency magnitude k omega naught, and fundamental period is 2 pi magnitude k omega naught equal to capital T naught by magnitude k, and mark it as equation E5. The kth harmonic phi kt is still periodic with period capital T naught as well, as it goes through exactly magnitude k of its fundamental periods during any time interval of length T naught. The term harmonic is consistent with its use in music, where it refers to tones resulting from variations in acoustic pressure at frequencies that are integer multiples of the fundamental frequency. Now we'll do one example. Express the signal xt is equal to e raised to power j 2t plus e raised to power j 3t in terms of sinusoidal signals. Plot the magnitude of xt with respect to t. So we have xt is equal to e raised to power j 2t plus e raised to power j 3t. We will get e raised to power j 2.5t out of the bracket, and we will get e raised power j 2.5t bracket e raised power minus j 0.5t plus e raised power j 0.5t. And this gives me xt is equal to e raised power j 2.5t cos 0.5t. And the magnitude of this is magnitude xt is equal to 2 magnitude cos 0.5t. And I'm going to plot it, and I will get the peak is at 2, and there are nulls at t is equal to pi, and one more peak is at 2 pi and at peak at minus 2 pi, and so on. Now the general complex exponential signals. Consider a complex exponential signal capital C e raised power at, where capital C is expressed in polar form and A in rectangular form. So capital C is equal to magnitude C e raised power j theta, and A is equal to R plus G capital omega naught. Mark it as equation G1. It follows that capital C e raised power at is equal to magnitude C e raised power j theta e raised power R plus J omega naught t, and that is equal to magnitude C e raised power RT e raised power j bracket omega naught t plus theta. So mark it as equation G2. Using Euler's relation, we can expand this further as capital C e raised power at is equal to magnitude C e raised power RT cos omega naught t plus theta plus iota magnitude C e raised power RT sine omega naught t plus theta. Mark it as equation G3. Now for r is equal to 0 in equation G3, the real and imaginary parts of a complex exponential are sinusoidal. It is constant amplitude complex exponential. For r greater than 0, they correspond to sinusoidal signals multiplied by a growing exponential. And for r less than 0, they correspond to sinusoidal signals multiplied by a decaying exponential. So it is just equation G3. I am substituting r is equal to 0 first, and then analyzing the signal, and then for r greater than 0, and then for r less than 0. These are the outputs corresponding to various values of r. So the sinusoidal signals multiplied by decaying exponentials are referred to as damped sinusoids. Now I will plot these. Now xt is equal to magnitude C e raised power RT cos omega naught t plus theta. If r is greater than 0, then this is growing sinusoidal signal. Look at this. And now if xt is equal to magnitude C e raised power RT cos omega naught t plus theta, and r is less than 0, then it is decaying sinusoidal signal like this. So this is the graphical representation of the signal. It is the graphical representation of the sinusoidal signal. So I have picked this, that C e raised power at is equal to magnitude C e raised power RT cos omega naught t plus theta. So here you see xt is equal to magnitude C e raised power RT cos omega naught t plus theta. So this is for r greater than 0, it is a growing sinusoidal signal, and for r less than 0, it is a decaying sinusoidal signal. So that's all for today's lecture. These are the reference books. This is the basic textbook on signals and systems by A.V. Oppenheim and A.S. Wilsky and A.S. Nawab, by S.H. Nawab. And other reference book is, the major reference book is Signal Systems by A. Nagur Kani. And these are other reference books. Thanks for attending this session on signal system. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow.